What on earth is going on behind closed doors at Maranello? Ferrari promised us an absolute rocket ship upgrade for the Austrian Grand Prix, but instead, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc were handed what looked like a tractor with serious battery issues. We are talking about one of the most highly anticipated engine upgrades of the 2026 season turning into a complete and utter disaster class. Was this the biggest flop of the year? And why is Lewis Hamilton already pointing fingers at his own team's strategy? Stick around, guys, because the drama in the F1 paddock is absolutely piping hot today. But before we spill all the tea, welcome back to F1 On Time, your ultimate pit stop for the juiciest grid gossip, hardest hitting F1 news, and everything in between. If you want to stay ahead of the pack and never miss out on the F1 drama, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and drop a like on this video. It really helps the channel out. Now, grab your popcorn because we need to talk about Ferrari. Alright, let's set the scene. After a really promising run in Barcelona, the hype train for Ferrari at the Austrian Grand Prix was moving at full speed. They brought a massive, highly anticipated mid-season engine upgrade. Everyone thought, this is it. Ferrari is bringing the fight straight to Mercedes. And if you only looked at Saturday's qualifying, you might have been fooled. Leclerc qualified just 2.5 tenths behind George Russell's Mercedes. But hold your horses, it was a total illusion. The only reason Ferrari looked that close was because Max Verstappen's RB22 literally malfunctioned, sending Max straight into the barriers and bringing out the yellow flags. George Russell had to lift off the throttle. If Max hadn't crashed and Russell hadn't lifted, Ferrari would have been light years behind. It was a deceptive Saturday that perfectly masked the nightmare that was about to unfold on Sunday. Come race day, the absolute biggest weakness of Ferrari's new engine was exposed for the whole world to see. Sure, the combustion engine was upgraded, but their electrical energy deployment, total garbage. At a track like the Red Bull Ring, where you need heavy electrical deployment, the Ferrari was dying at the end of the straights. They were losing up to 20 kilometers per hour to Mercedes and Red Bull on the run down to turn 4. And get a load of this. It was so bad that Kimi Antonelli, driving for Mercedes, literally threw shade at Ferrari in the post-race cool-down room. Kimi was caught on mic saying, "They were deploying so weirdly, I almost crashed with Leclerc in turn 1. Imagine that. The Ferrari was harvesting energy so desperately early on the straights that other drivers almost rear-ended them. It's embarrassing. Lewis Hamilton even admitted that Mercedes had, quote, far more power than everybody else, and he had no idea where they were finding it. But guys, here is where the real drama kicks in. It wasn't just the car. The Ferrari pit wall completely lost the plot. We're talking massive internal disagreements between a 7-time world champion and his engineers. Lewis Hamilton knew the tire degradation was going to be brutal in the blistering 50-degree track heat. He went on the radio, he pleaded with the team, he begged to start on the soft tires. And what did Ferrari do? Hamilton said the team got nervous. They got scared. They overruled Lewis, slapped on the medium tires, and committed to a painfully slow 3-stop strategy, while the top runners cruised on a 2-stop. After the race, Lewis was clearly frustrated, calling the whole weekend a brutal reality check. And what about team principal Fred Vasseur? How did the boss react to this mess? Well, Fred actually stepped up to the mic and confessed. He admitted they pushed too hard in the opening laps, they panicked and reacted too aggressively on strategy, and get this, they were fighting the wrong cars. They were so obsessed with trying to beat Mercedes that they ended up getting jumped by McLaren and the second Red Bull of Isaac Hadjar. Fred flat out said, "Realistically, that wasn't our race." Ouch. So, where does Ferrari go from here? Honestly, it looks like a horror movie because next up is the British Grand Prix at Silverstone,
We meet again at Silverstone.
Lewis Hamilton's home turf. But Silverstone has massive straights, heavy energy demands, and barely any big braking zones to recharge the battery. Even Max Verstappen was laughing, literally laughing out loud, after driving the 2026 car in the simulator, saying the track is flat out and you can't charge the battery. If Ferrari is already running out of breath in Austria, Silverstone is going to be an absolute nightmare for Charles and Lewis. But what do you guys think? Is the honeymoon phase over for Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari? Is their 2026 title dream already slipping away? Or can Fred Vasseur and the boys at Maranello turn this ship around before the summer break? Drop your spiciest opinions down in the comments below. I will be reading and replying to as many as I can. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the F1 paddock drama, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to F1 on time for your daily dose of motorsport madness. Until next time, keep your foot on the gas and I'll see you at the finish line. Peace.